computer. Hi, everyone. My name is Macy. I am the founder of the Autism Career Pathway Project. So, my mission is to increase employability. And part of that is that I interact and learn from autistics. And today, I am actually interviewing Ben and his lovely wife, Annabelle. Hi.
Hello.
So I want to learn a lot more about relationships and how autistic people view relationship. I feel like maybe it's a little bit different. How you maybe value relationships and friendships. Maybe there are different categories. So I want to learn so much more about that because I have to hopefully translate that into workplaces and business owners and mentors at work. So this is why I want to connect with you guys and chat. So let's introduce the two of you. So go ahead.
Ladies first.
Oh, thanks. I'm Annabelle.
And I'm Ben. I'm the autistic one in the relationship, and we've been married about 1.5 years now.
Yeah.
Still newlyweds.
Yeah. But we've been together, it's almost 6 years, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm not very good with dates, but yeah.
Really? So
yeah.
tell me, what's the best things? What are the best things about being in a relationship and being married? Now that you've been married for 1.5 years, so
Freedom,
independence.
Yeah, freedom from parents and feeling like you've got no restraints and restrictions on, because we've got a house now. We got a house over 1 year ago, and we can just do what we want with it, can't we?
Yeah, we've got freedom. We can plan our lives now.
And yeah, there's the timescales to us. It's not to other people's timescale anymore. It's and it's just the bonding time as well. We spend so much time together without other people, whereas before it was years basically of parents, brothers, sisters being around, and all of a sudden that just disappears, and now it's companionship. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. So in a ways, it's like you're able to focus on the quality of your relationship without all the other noises, like people telling you should do this, don't do this, don't do that, right? Yeah. So that's what do you like to do as a couple?
We go for walks.
Yeah.
We've got a nice reservoir near our house that we like to go for a walk around.
Yeah, about 5 minutes away. It used to be not too nice, but they've modernised it, so it's really really nice around there now. Athletics is another thing we do together.
Nice.
General day trips out, like
meals out is nice for us in the evening. We just occasionally go out. The other day we walked to the local pub and had a drink, which was really nice, even though it was cold.
So do you hang out with other people, or do you prefer to just hang out the two of you?
It's majority family, isn't it?
Yeah, majority of the time it is family. So it's either my mum and dad, your mum and dad, your sister, your brother, occasionally my brother.
I don't find trusting people outside of the family very easy. So when it comes to trying to bond with new people, it's very difficult. I have made friends at athletics, but I wouldn't trust to go somewhere with them in order, because they don't know my needs, whereas Annabelle does. And then recently, me and Annabelle went abroad on holiday. And I haven't been abroad for 10 years and did not think I was going to go. And the only reason I got through it was because of Annabelle. So.
Speaking of new relationships, so I'm very curious about that, because for my neurodiverse family member, he's not motivated to go out of his comfort zone to seek new relationships or friendships. So I wanted to ask, do you feel like seeking a new friendship is not that important to you as an autistic, or maybe you might consider it if the other person possibly meet your criteria. So how do you think about just friendships in general?
Friendships and relationships are different in regards, especially with autism, it's definitely a difference. Finding the fine line between switching between a friend and a girlfriend, for instance, I always found difficult. I always felt like maybe some girls were becoming girlfriends, but then when I talked to them, they didn't see it the same way. So the signals weren't as easy for me to pick up on. And because of that, it is difficult. But I also do think that a lot of autistic people are just not interested in girls. I was interested in girls when I was like actually trying to get like meet girls and stuff when I was below 10, like still really young. Obviously not serious things. Annabelle was the only serious relationship, and I have spoken to other autistic people, and they're not always interested in things like that. They're just interested in having companionship as a friend, not as a relationship.
Maybe they find it more difficult having a relationship than having
a
friend.
It does add complexity to the situation, because then you've got to think that you can't just think about yourself. You've got to think about the other person as well and their feelings. And I still struggle with that. Even now, I still misread some of the signals. But we always it's always give and take, isn't it? We're always trying to find the middle ground rather than biting each other's heads off or anything like that.
All right. So I have a question about miscommunications and disagreements that happens, when you're in a marriage. How do you sort that out? And given that Ben is autistic, do you have like a special trigger word or signal to just help each other to work through a disagreement, or how does that work?
It tends to vary depending on the severity of the upset or the disagreement that we've had. Ben will always go and find his most comfortable place, which will either be the bath or the bedroom, and hot
water for me. Just hot water, just relax. I don't know what it is, like just jacuzzi. Anything. Yeah.
So I'll find him in the bath, or I'll find him in the bedroom on his phone or playing on his game.
Yeah.
And like sometimes we just need to have 5 minutes apart just to be able just to calm ourselves down, because like
it can escalate quickly.
It can escalate quickly, and like, especially when I'm tired and I've been at work all day. And
I'm not very good at backing down, and neither is Annabelle, and I don't think that's a negative to a relationship. It's just that it's just a learning curve that when it gets to that point, Annabelle she knows that she just needs to walk off, because I can't walk off, because I'm trying to seek the comfort of wherever it is that I'm trying to find reassurance. So if I'm in the bath, if I walk off, I'll get more anxious than she will. So she knows to walk off and find space, and then when it calms down, come back. Whereas if I walked off, I would then be in a panic state of trying to reassure myself, because I'm not in the comfort place that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go back to Annabelle at that point, because we're upset with each other. So it's like I'm stuck in a cycle, but that is my comfort zone. So that's just what we do.
Yeah. So actually that's the same for any other couples, that you have to just go back to a calmer spot yourself, that state, in order to be able to reconvene and talk through it. That's actually the same, I think. I'm curious about, I know with my neurodiverse family member, he's very, very black and white. Of course, he's young, but once he decides, this is how I see it, this is how I've learned it, this is how I understand it, it's very hard to bend that, so that is, I think, a challenge. Of course, we do the same strategy. I have to just agree to disagree for today and wait until he's calm and maybe in the car going to get ice cream or something, and then I can maybe just illustrate my point of view as a person outside of him, and maybe that's a maybe that he gets it or not. So for autistic people, I think it's not that you're so stubborn. You come across as very stubborn, but I assume that in a marriage, because that involves two people, like how do you navigate through that? Like, you know.
When I was first when I met Annabelle, I found that I was losing a lot of self-confidence in people trying to say that I didn't. For instance, if I got upset with something and I thought that something was what upset me, if people tried to deny what it was that was upsetting me, I lost confidence and belief in myself. And Annabelle, and started doubting myself and not believing that actually maybe I was right. I did see what I saw it was, and different things like that. Annabelle now knows, and she will back out of a situation if it's at the cost of me doubting myself. So now, if I feel like I was right and I need to believe myself, Annabelle won't argue it because she knows that that can cause serious damage in the long run. So that definitely, that's down to learning and years. That has taken years of practice. But it definitely helps me because now I feel more confident in myself because I tell the truth. Autistic people, I as an autistic person, I just can't lie. When it comes to lying, I feel so bad about it. I have to tell the truth. And Annabelle knows that. So if I say that something is like the truth, she'll believe it and she backs me up on it. If it comes to her own opinion colliding with mine, that's a different story. Then she has to find the right time to say it so that we can meet in the middle again. Yeah, because she might be right. Her opinion could be right and mine could be right at the same time. And it's just a case of agreeing to disagree, like you said.
Yeah. So Annabelle, is it possible to change Ben's mind once he decides, like, this is how it's going to be?
It's very, very rare to be able to change his mind, but I can be very persuasive as well.
It's the way she said, yeah. If she approaches it in a calm manner, then it works. If she comes in with any kind of stress in her voice or upset on her face, that's you won't get a second chance at saying the same subject. It's gone. But if she comes in with the right mood, it can change. I'm trying to develop more to letting things change so that I've not always got to be in my own structure. And I definitely think I'm better at it because like on holiday, I had no control of half the situations with transport and stuff, and I had to adapt. And I wasn't feeling well at all. So
we got told it to be at this time, let's do this at this time, let's do that at that time.
That's what caused the stress, was if I didn't feel well, I couldn't change the times to what I wanted it to be. Got through it. So, and I would go back, which says something about the situation.
Well, then she's definitely keeper, I tell you. Because for me, even as a mom, it's very hard for me to control myself, to just kind of walk away and just have to think of a different way to approach it. So you made a really good point about just paying attention to my tone of voice and my facial expression if I want to get a second chance or if any chance at all to make him see a different point, that is tough, so this might be a funny question but not funny at the same time. Compliments, like in a relationship, you do have to give attention and compliment your spouse, and that is not easy for autistic people, because my son will say, "Mommy, I think you should color your gray." Yeah, I mean, he's oh my God, I could go through the list. Attention to detail, not used in a good way, I would say, because he will point out like all these flaws that I have as a person. And I'm thinking, man, when he is dating, a girl. I mean, it's not going to last very long because he doesn't know how to compliment her. So I was like, how do you, like, I mean, I don't know if that happens to you guys, to Annabelle, if Ben is just like, I think the intention is not bad, but he just, like, my kid doesn't know the difference between facts and compliments. And of course, he doesn't understand white lies. So it's like, okay, you know. So go ahead.
Ben is actually very good at giving compliments.
Aw.
He gives them all the time.
I actually think I give them too much. Yeah. So I think I go the opposite way. And we're very, very open to asking each other if we're all right, which I think's really good at being vocal. We're not,
I love that.
like, if somebody's coughing or something, even if it's only a mild cough, it's an urge just to say you're right, and we both do it. We're both always asking, which means that we're always, there's not many chances that we're not going to be all right without knowing that the other person's like not suffering. So, but yeah, we both give compliments out.
Yeah, definitely.
I might give them more.
Yeah, I think you do give them more. That's what you tell me, like, you're not going to compliment me.
Yeah, I give her a compliment. I was like, where's my compliment? Give it back.
That's great.
You give to receive.
Yeah, exactly. You just receive it and not share it.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's hope for my kid, because someday when he finds the right lady, maybe he will figure that out, you know, because at this stage, there's no, why should he compliment, you know, like me, like it's just, he's not there yet. But that's a really good point to, like, when you're in a safe relationship, you can always, like, ask each other when you don't understand something, so the other
more
person,
open.
and you can help each other to translate what works and what doesn't work. So that's great that you have found each other and be in this beautiful relationship. You guys are very, very lucky. I'm just saying that in general, you're very, very lucky.
I have had multiple people on YouTube below videos saying, how did you get into a relationship? And I was shocked how many people who were autistic were saying, how did you do it? Where did you find her? Just different things. I've also been hit on multiple times on YouTube. multiple autistic girls have come up to me and said, oh, you're really cute. Oh, I hope he's not married. And then I went like that and showed the wedding ring. Like, oh, he actually is.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah. So that was actually my next question. If you have any tips for young autistic people out there who might be on the verge of, should I not, like, put myself out there to, you know, go on a date or seek for, you know, get myself ready for a romantic relationship. So do you have any tips?
Don't force it. Don't try and make something happen. If it will happen, it's going to, and if not, it won't. Equally, go on.
Be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself. Don't pretend to be what you're not, because they'll eventually see that, and after all that time, when they do see it, they'll probably not want to be talking to you because they'll see it as a lie as well.
Being honest. Telling them that you've got a disability, and
don't try and hide your disability, because your disability isn't something to be ashamed of. I see it as a gift, and I actually see it as the reason that it makes you, because a lot of people try and follow trends and try and follow other people's actions and stuff, and it just seems sheepish. It seems a bit odd. Why would you want to not be yourself? And also to try and go to places that you enjoy. You have hobbies, whatever it is, and then if you find somebody there, they're going to have the same interest as you straight away. Rather than, because that's the next question, so I won't say that yet, but having the same interest will give you something to talk about straight away, rather than, like, people say, go to clubs and bars. That's films, that's in films, that's not real. Doesn't work like that. Comfortable places, public places is also easier for autistic people, because you don't have to worry about all the, like, individual talking. You're not isolated. If you struggle, there is distractions around to take the attention off of you a bit. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
I talk a lot.
You do. Very knowledgeable.
Yeah. Annabelle, did you know from the very early on in your relationship when you guys started dating that he had autism? Like, did you know? Sorry, go ahead.
I knew before. I got told when we met that there was going to be this person joining our group that had autism, and
I didn't even know this. Go on.
And that they'd be training with us. So, and I didn't see it as anything different than just a normal person.
Did you think I was dashingly handsome?
I was going to say.
The first time you saw me, did you faint when you first saw me?
I don't think I did.
Oh, she's blushing. She's blushing.
I was going to say I fainted trying to keep up with you on that jog on the warm-up.
Sorry, was I going too quick?
Yeah, it was a bit intense. Talking. I'm distracting. My bad. You said that you knew before because you got told.
Yes, and then we started training together and we just got talking.
I brought her a flapjack.
Yes,
that was my icebreaker was. Yes, can I buy you a flapjack?
Every training session, you'd be like, "Would you like to come have a flapjack with me after training?"
And you said no for the first how many times?
2 times actually.
And then on the last one, I broke you.
and
the rest is history.
Yeah, I just couldn't say no anymore, and then that was it. You were like, "Well, should we meet up? Should we do this?" And I was like,
And after that, it was ridiculous how many days we were with each other. Like, it was pretty much every day we were meeting up after that. Like anything and everything.
You'd cycle, you pedal back 20 miles to come
Yeah,
and see
I would.
me.
I'd be cycling miles to get to her. Oh.
See, love is blind. It's true. So that was great, you guys. I love it. I think you gave good tips, both of you. So I really appreciate that. So I'm going to stop recording. Thank you so much, Annabelle. Thank you so much, Ben. And
No problem.
we have to do this again.
Yeah.
We got to think.